And don't forget, in reference to the inauguration of politics or politicians, they have to read a document and they have to sign documents never to steal from me, never to try to hurt me, never to satellite me, never to steal my identity. You know, they have to say that at every inauguration. They have documents they have to sign in reference to who I am and who my mother and father are and who my grandparents are. So in reference to a politician trying to confuse me with one of their relatives, it don't make no sense. It ain't never going to make no sense why they tried to do that, because they had to sign documents when they got into government, never to try to steal my identity, never to try to steal my family tree, never to try to steal my wealth or property. You know, and don't forget, you know, all these politicians, all these government people, all their men that's caused all these problems, I had nothing to do with any of their politics. Never. They kidnapped me from my mother and father's mansions. The night my mother got shot, my mother got murdered, you know, and I got injured. I was injured that night too. But then, you know, after I recovered, I ended up back here in Indianapolis for some ungodly fucking reason. And the Beverly Hills Police Department is holding the gun that the person used. It's at the Beverly Hills Police Department, isn't it? They got it in their lock and key, or their location over there at the Beverly Hills Police Department. The man that used the gun that shot my mother and that I got shot. But the guy had an accomplice. The guy got into the property. And my mother had restraining orders against this guy and all his people. And, you know, I have restraining orders against this guy too. And he's one of the people that kidnapped me from California. And he made me come back here to Indianapolis. He kidnapped me from California back here to Indianapolis, where he and his satellite buddies and his political friends have been tearing up my teeth. They've been burning my face. You know, I'm not in politics. My parents didn't have nothing to do with these people's political agendas. Their political agendas are illegal. They're violations of law, violations of media protection. You know, my mother and father is protected by media laws. I'm protected by media laws. Entertainment laws, studios, Hollywood studios, New York studios, Chicago studios, every studio, news networks. And these government people are still invading my life. Trying to steal my identity, trying to steal my wealth, which everything is copywritten. My parents didn't get into politics. The politicians would try to borrow money off my father. They never paid it back. Those satellite men are trying to burn my teeth, trying to get into my life. They're the ones cock-blocking me from my female friends. They're the ones blocking me from living my life. They're trying to steal my wealth, which the banks are not allowed to let them ever get access to any accounts. And banker law outranks political law too. And I'm supposed to be protected by banker law and Hello American Express and Visa, MasterCard and Discover Card, credit card companies. How you guys doing? And in reference to companies and Third Empire acknowledgments of companies. And, you know, it's a point of information. These politicians, you know, there's been politicians in the past, you know, none of them tried to steal companies, or none of them tried to change the law into their ways of doing things, you know, because the law is set. So in reference to political parties and their abuses, it's illegal what they're doing. It's illegal for them to stare at people from satellite consistently. It's illegal for them to stare at somebody's face. It's illegal for them to stare at people's teeth. It's illegal for them to make up psychosomatic fucking reasons to spy on people. But that's what their people have done. Their people have made up fake reasons, and then they got their own personal agendas of what they hate about people. Like they'll say, oh, they don't like your face. They don't like your hair. Oh, they don't like your smile. Oh, they don't like your big penis. They don't like your little balls. They don't like your little balls, or they don't like your your face or your hair, or and you'll be like, look somewhere else, dumbass. Or they don't like how tall you are, or they don't like how short you are, or they don't like how fat you are, or they don't like how skinny you are. Like, these are satellite controllers spying on people's lives like they're a bunch of psychosomatic freaks. When people are just trying to live their life, people look for a love life, some people look for, girlfriends, or some people look for boyfriends in reference to whatever gender somebody is, or whatever their choices or preferences. But I'm not gay. I like girlfriends. And it's even on document that I'm supposed to be around girlfriends for a lot of reasons. That satellite man damaging my teeth is causing a problem for me having girlfriends. Teeth are very important to me, and these government people, I don't know who they are, but everything's supposed to be protected, especially in reference to Guinness Book of World Records and beauty laws, and these people just got all kinds of hatred, and they don't have no legal right. This is a hostage situation, 100%. These people have tortured me on jobs. They've burnt my face on jobs. They try to burn you in front of other people to get you to act stupid or crazy, which is not stupid because it really is physical assault. They just hit my tooth. These people think it's funny to do this shit. But that's why it's outlawed. Because they're trying to stir up people's lives, trying to get somebody to say, oh, they thought you were crazy. Like, there was some drug addict, man, that started this crazy shit. And I don't even know who the fucking person thinks he is, because he's working for some task force in Indianapolis. But he was working for Frank, and he was working for probably some other politicians or something. I have nothing to do with them. They lost in court to my mother back in the 80s. When Frank had kidnapped me back in the 80s. My mother even had him in court. The transcripts are in court. They have to be published. In the museums, too. Freedom of Information Act. Lots of things of importance, too. These politicians, their government people, are burning me when I'm right here. You can't even see it. These people think they're funny. But that's why it's abuse of power. I mean, their activities are illegal, so it's not really abuse of power because it's illegal power what they're doing with satellites. They don't have a legal right doing what they're doing. But then they think they're so high and mighty that either those politicians have murdered off organizations of people that have told them to step down or that impeached them, or they're trying to cover up some other things, whoever these politicians are, these government people. They don't have no legal right. There's no legal right or merit for them to be doing that shit.